Hey guys, welcome back to the AJ Analysis channel and another live stream where my camera, there we go, is sorted. How is everybody doing? As you can see in chat, we have literally just this second hit 18,000 subscribers, which is absolutely bonkers. I can see in chat already people talking about Caicedo. It's a bonkers day in the world of football. We've got Harry Kane off to Bayern, or is he? We don't know because he can't get on a plane or something. We've got Caicedo going to Liverpool, going to Chelsea, going to Liverpool, going to Chelsea. No idea what's going on. We've got a load of Premier League previews to go through. I have an announcement later on in the stream regarding our FPL on the channel. It's a busy, busy day of football. How is everybody? And first things first, can you guys hear me all right? Are we coming through loud and clear, or are we having some problems? But yeah, welcome back to the stream. The plan today is to basically go through some different matches which we're going to see, with a particular focus on this one. Maybe a bit of a laugh about this one. Maybe at, that team over there. Maybe laugh at them a little bit. Only a little bit, though. Yeah, we're going to go through a few different games. The United game will be the main focus. I will be doing a video tomorrow as well, previewing this game. But yeah, what are everybody's thoughts? How is everybody doing? Let's answer some questions in the chat. Everyone saying they can hear. Perfect. Happy days. Love to hear that. Someone, straight away asking, Tchouaméni or Amrabat and Todibo? Those of you that have followed the channel for some time now will know I have been a Tchouaméni fan for a long time. A long time. Let me just sort out the camera lighting a bit better. Is that better? I'm a huge fan of Tchouaméni. I think he's going to go on to be one of the best holding midfielders in world football. In fact, I think he's probably already there, but I think he could go down as a truly elite talent. But if you can get Amrabat and Todibo, you are filling more criteria in the squad by getting the centre-back. So it's a difficult one to answer because Tchouaméni is a personal favourite of mine. So I'm genuinely not too sure because Tchouaméni is unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. Fishfinger, good to see you again, mate. Asking, how do I feel about Caicedo not wanting Liverpool? Can't help but smile a little bit. I mean, whichever club gets him right, they should announce him at the game on Sunday. The way they should do it, at half-time, they should walk Caicedo out into the centre circle, put him on the centre spot, have Pochettino in one goal, Jurgen Klopp in the other goal, and just see which way he goes. That's basically how this should be done. That's how this signing should be announced, with like fireworks matching the colour. I think that would be beautiful. It's the only thing this transfer is missing. But yeah, absolute mess of a situation, an absolute mess. But for us, super entertaining. One of the two clubs is ending up with an incredible talent. Whoever doesn't get him, we get to kind of point and laugh at a little bit. So it's kind of a win-win, but also a lose-lose. So that's kind of how that stands. How are we feeling ahead of this game? Manchester United versus Wolves on Monday night. How are we feeling about that? I would prefer to offer Evans a one-year deal if we get Kane so that he can be a Maguire replacement. I know he isn't good, but he can't be as bad as Maguire. Poor old Maguire. Yeah, there were talks that Johnny Evans might be getting a one-year extension. I'm not sure yet if that is the case. Fabrizio Romano also saying today that it looks like Eric Bailly will be leaving the club. Who was it who were close to agreeing something? I saw the club earlier, but I can't remember who it was now. Fishfinger saying he's going to the Wolves game. Love that for you. Hope you enjoy the match, my friend. I will relish fielding Amrabat and Casemiro when we go to Anfield. I really don't like Liverpool. Yeah, I think that's probably an opinion which is shared around here. I think we'd feel sorry for Maguire if he wasn't so arrogant. Yeah, that's fair enough. I understand that. Todibo or Tapsoba, people asking. Yeah, I haven't done a Tapsoba video because, personally, I do just think United are going to end up with Todibo. I could do a Tapsoba video over the weekend, but with it being the first weekend of the season, I do want to cover City versus Burnley, as long as it's a good game. I do want to cover Chelsea and Liverpool. I do want to cover United versus Wolves. Of course, that leaves a gap. I'm not doing any games on Saturday, which leaves a gap Sunday morning, but Sunday morning I want to preview this game. So we won't be talking about Tapsoba yet on the channel. If we do talk about Tapsoba, it will be early next week, I would imagine. Harry, good to see you back in chat, mate. I really think Ten Hag will go for Pavard and use him a lot at right back. Yeah, I'm sure you guys would have seen my video yesterday. I like the idea of Pavard coming in as a right back, a conservative right back, a reserved right back role. Really like that. Not so big of a fan of centre back. Would be great if I could do a Todibo versus Tapsoba video. Could be possible. Maybe, yeah, 2 birds, 1 stone a little bit. I've got loads of content to get through at the moment. So that could be a good way of doing 2 for 1. I have seen a few people commenting that. Callum saying Besiktas for buy. That's the one. Thank you very much. I guess we are going to have the money once we sell everyone. Yeah, that's the point. I think that's where United are at the moment. They need to get a few players out. The likes of Fred, Harry Maguire, Bailly, Kovar went the other day. Get a few players out of the team, then use that money to bring new ones in. Is there any news on Amrabat? Not as of yet. Like I said, the constant update at the moment just seems to be wait for money to come in, and then we'll go spend some. But I don't have any, when it comes to transfers, I don't have any insight or anything like that. It's just my opinion. Hopefully United can start strong against Wolves. Yeah, we're definitely going to cover that in this stream. We'll have a bit of a chat to start off with. Then we'll go through kind of the big games in the Premier League this weekend. I do want to talk about FPL a bit as well towards the end, because we do have an announcement. And yeah, let's just have a chat about everything, really. I think Todibo is a better profile for our squad overall. Always wanted a Rudiger-type player in defence. My one concern with Todibo would be, one, if you're replacing Rafael Varane, you need to be a leader. I'm not sure Todibo is that, and he's certainly not as experienced as a player. And the other would be, he's not great in the air. Not great. So, I mean, he's good, but without being super elite commanding his box. So, who knows? But obviously he's still quite young, so can develop. Is Harry Kane going to Munich, or still we can hijack if we want? Again, I have no extra insight over anyone else. I believe the latest is it's agreed with Bayern. He's chose Bayern, basically. But I think something along the lines of he went to go travel there, basically, and was told, just hang on a minute. No idea what's going on there. Probably Spurs just being funny about the whole thing. How do I see our plan against a low block system? I think it will be quite good this season. I covered it, must have been this morning, doing a video on Erik Ten Hag tactics this season. I think United will be quite effective against a low block as long as they are patient. Loser pool and flop in the mud. Yeah, pretty much. Do I think we can challenge for the title with Amrabat and Todibo? Yeah, they can. Challenge, yes. Win it? Who knows? You need a bit of luck over the course of a season. You need some luck with injuries. Yeah, I don't know. I think United can challenge without doubt. Will they win it? Not sure. Raj saying, I don't think we can challenge for the title without Kane. Definitely not. I think the league is going to be super competitive this year. We were talking about it in Tuesday's stream. So last year, chat told me, Manchester City won the league with 89 points. United finished with 75 points, I believe it was. I think United, with the way that they've improved the squad, can go up, let's say, 5 points to 80 points. I also think the league is more competitive, so City won't get quite as many points, bringing them down to, 87, for example. That leaves United 7 points off the title. I mean, that's a title challenge, if you ask me. For it to be in single digits that late in the season, to me, is a title challenge. But yeah, obviously, Kane takes you up a gear, absolutely. But I just don't think it will happen. You don't like our tempo control against Lunds. I feel like we are always rushed to go for transition, especially Casemiro. Yeah, that's something I've covered on the channel a lot. It is a concern. We're just going to have to see how it goes, basically. I still think there will be enough games where United are good at it. I do still think there will be enough, especially if you can put Amrabat in for certain games, things like that. I think United will be better at it this season. Of course, still not perfect. From what I've read, the whole package is in excess of 120 million euros for Kane, plus the wages will be huge. Yeah, it would cost so much, and I think United would have to spend more than Bayern as well, with it being from an English club. I do not think that Spurs would want to sell, so yeah. Pavard is most likely centre-back, as Ten Hag wants a leader and a versatile player. Yeah, it's a good point. Pavard obviously has more experience. He's played in bigger games in his career so far than some of the other options. Like I've said, I don't massively like the idea of Pavard as a centre-back, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is what Ten Hag is thinking. Would I prefer Andre or Amrabat? Was that the question? Amrabat. I think he's more suited to the Premier League and more suited to what United need right now. He's also a little bit more proven. I think Andre at the moment, coming into a team in any sort of 6 role, would physically be overwhelmed. As good as he is technically, physically I think there would be a problem. Hit Wolves early, first 10 minutes, so it's an open game. So rather than go for control, go for quite a fast approach. Best scenario is Kane running his contract down for a year and then going to United. But yeah, like you said, I don't think it will happen. Just going to read this quote real quick from Pochettino. Is he firing a shot at Klopp there? Pochettino has just said, "I never talk about players that don't belong to us. I am respectful. We are working really hard to try and add more players to the squad. We want to add quality." Is that a little shot because Klopp was talking about Caicedo this morning? Maybe. I wouldn't take Pavard on his own, but only with one of Todibo or Tapsoba. Yeah. Yeah, that is shots at Klopp, isn't it? Pochettino's not happy. Let's get the tactics board up, though. I'll move you guys over here. And just get the camera to get the lighting right. There we go, it's better. Let's have a look at United versus Wolves, shall we? Let me find it. Here it is. What do we think? Let's first of all figure out, before anything else, what is the front three? What is the front three going to be? Because Antony will play. Rashford will play. Will it be Sancho as a striker with Rashford on the left wing, or will it be Rashford up front with Garnacho left wing? What do we think? And also, not just what do you think is United's best, like on paper, what is the most suited to this game? Because I have to be honest, I wonder if Sancho is maybe more suited. Hear me out just for one reason. I think Wolves, having a new manager, having had practically no training sessions under this new manager, lost a lot of their good players. First day of the season, away at Old Trafford. Are they really going to go press super high? I don't think so. If they don't press super high, that means there isn't much space in behind, which kind of means that Rashford as a striker becomes a little bit ineffective. He's much better basically when there's space to attack in transitions. I don't think Wolves are going to allow that to happen. So I wonder if you go Rashford left wing, Sancho has more ability kind of in tight spaces against a low block. Either are very good options. I think Ten Hag might lean towards Sancho, but again, I have no idea. It's just kind of my thoughts on it, my prediction. I just don't think Wolves are going to open up and leave the space. I think they're in such a weird place at the moment that they might play it safe, and that maybe doesn't suit Rashford as much. But also, having Garnacho from the bench is ridiculous, especially if the game gets a little bit stretched. United, for example, are maybe 1 or 2 goals up. If you can then put Rashford up front, Garnacho left wing for the last half hour, deadly. Corey saying, I think we need to get chance creators, and between Sancho and Garnacho, Sancho is better at creating chances for others. Very true. He's also probably better against low blocks as well. He's a better creator in less space. I'd take Sancho in 9, let him and Rashford rotate based on defensive setup. I like the idea of that. We've all just forgotten about Martial. He's not even fit yet, is he? I don't think he didn't play a single minute in pre-season, so it's not even a case of forgetting him as such. It's just he's never available, so it's hard to really say too much about him. Sign Pavard and get Antonio Silva or Diamond next summer and sell Lindelof and get a right back. Yeah, quite possibly. Sancho to start, I hope. Okay, so based on what I've just said about Sancho and Garnacho, let's do a quick little poll. We'll call it to start against Wolves. Now again, consider that I think Wolves will probably play deep. Like I said, we don't know that. Gary O'Neill has only just taken charge of Wolves. Literally, 2 days ago? So we don't know We don't know what they're going to do. I would assume probably a pragmatic, safe approach. So let me put Garnacho in the poll. Let me put Sancho in. And let's put the poll up. I rate Caicedo, but is he worth £120 million? I also rate him. I think he will go on to become the best defensive-minded midfielder on the planet in a few years' time. Up there with Tchouaméni. But is he worth £120 million? No, realistically he's not. I believe the stat is he's gone from being bought for £5 million, played 45 league games, to then go to £120 million. How do you increase your value by £115 million in 45 league games? You don't. At the same time, I don't think any player is worth £120 million, really. Football is nuts, the money in football, it's absolutely crazy. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. He is a very good player, though. Whoever he goes to is getting a very good player. HM saying Wolves might play 3-5-2 rather than a 4-4-2, defend first. So I think what they'll do, right, I'll upload my tactical preview at the weekend and you can see it properly then. But I think what you'll see is that Wolves initially will defend in a mid-block 4-4-2 like this. But what will happen, because Aït-Nouri is quite tall at left-back, what they will do, as they get deeper and deeper and the ball gets moved further forward, what we will probably see is Wolves do this in the last defensive line. This was something which Wolves were doing in pre-season under Lopetegui, but it's also something which O'Neill was doing last season with Bournemouth. And at times, they probably defend something a little bit like this in deeper areas, so it becomes like a 5-3-2. That's probably how it goes. Will Neto be happy doing that? I'm not too sure. It could be Hwang comes in to do that job. We might see Nunes play on the left mid position to do that job. I'm not too sure, but I think that might be how it goes. So currently Garnacho is winning the vote on 55%, but someone just adding Garnacho is really effective coming from the bench, which is very, very true. Someone else saying, yeah, exactly my point. Might be needing Garnacho on the bench if Wolves make it difficult for us. Love to see Sancho start on the right, but that's highly unlikely. Yeah, I just don't think he will play on the right-hand side, but I agree with the Garnacho point. We need to win the first game to challenge for the title. Momentum is everything in football. Confidence, momentum. Yeah, it's such a huge thing in football. If you can get off to a good start with a win early on, it's huge. Garnacho is the most direct winger, very true. Should United go for Lavia instead of Amrabat? The more I've looked into Amrabat, I think he might be slightly better in the short term because I think he's more suited physically to play the 6 role early on. But in like 4 or 5 years' time, I think Lavia will be incredible. So that they're both good players. I would probably go for Amrabat at this moment in time. Callum said Caicedo crying for Chelsea. He's now following them. He's gonna end up at Chelsea. He's just started. He's gonna end up at Chelsea. There's no way he doesn't. Højlund overall isn't an awful deal financially, to be honest. 64 million plus add-ons for a 20-year-old with his potential is alright in my books. Also, his wages will be really low. Decent business for nowadays. Yeah, if Caicedo's 120 million, any player for 65 million actually looks like good business. Would Greenwood be good under Ten Hag if he comes back into the team? I think he would be. Should United develop Kobe Mainoo into 6 saves over 100 million? See, what we've seen in pre-season was him largely playing as the 6. However, what a lot of people who have watched him more in the academy say is he's actually better as more of a 3-8. So, probably it's too early to judge just yet. It's probably a case of leave it a little while and go from there, basically. MUFC ETH saying, like the stream, lads, 50 likes. Yeah, let's try and hit 50 likes, shall we? What are we on at the moment? I can't see. 1 second. I can't see. Am I being stupid? 24 likes. We've got to get that up, surely. We can go higher than 24 likes. I know we can, for sure. My camera lighting, I'm not sure what's up today. There we go. Yeah, we can get the likes up. Everyone quickly like the stream. Quickly leave a like. I'm going to have a drink. You guys leave a like. And also subscribe to a channel if you're not already. We've literally just hit 18,000. So Let's keep going. Let's keep growing as a community. Corey's made a really good point there, saying Garnacho is great, but Sancho can create central overloads for us, which will be key for this game in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree with that sentiment. Yep. Dalot versus Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Yeah, okay, should we do a poll on that as well? We'll finish the Sancho Garnacho poll there. Oh, Sancho has edged it with 51% of the votes. Garnacho's got 49. So we're going to go for Sancho up top. Okay, the maths doesn't add up on that YouTube poll, but we'll put Sancho up front. Should we do another one for Dalot versus Aaron Wan-Bissaka? I'd imagine Dalot wins this one. To start against... It's really hard typing one-handed with my left hand. So let's go Aaron Wan-Bissaka or Dalot. My opinion, Wan-Bissaka probably offers a bit more in terms of rest defense, defensive transition up against Neto. Wolves' threat in pre-season, granted under a different manager, has been down the left-hand side. They like to play out down this side, and then they come out this way. 8 Nori's going to overlap. The winger will get forward. That is something they were doing in pre-season. So maybe you go for Aaron Wan-Bissaka for that reason. But of course, if you play Dalot, you've got more on the ball, more progression from deeper areas, better technical quality, maybe a bit more end product in the final third. So, as always, there's pluses and minuses to both of them. Someone saying Rashford's hold-up really surprised him in that last pre-season game against Lens. Yeah, that's very true. Very, very true. I thought he was good in that game at kind of like coming short around protecting the ball. Sorry, guys, if I keep looking away. I'm just trying to follow the Caicedo news. Someone saying Dalot was sloppy. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Dalot really disappointed me in that game. He had a chance to really make a claim to be in the starting 11 and was poor. But I think at the same time, the one before, Aaron Wan-Bissaka was sloppy. So, who knows? Yeah, we can do an Eriksen versus Mount debate as well. I think most people will probably go for Mount, though. Is Neto really dangerous enough for us to use Aaron Wan-Bissaka? No, probably not. If you're asking for my opinion, I would say Dalot. I think the positives outweigh the negatives with Dalot for this particular game. What else we got in here? We are Old Trafford and against Wolves, so Dalot must start because we have to attack, attack, attack. Yeah, I agree. Wan-Bissaka also sloppy against Dortmund. Yeah, very true. Someone saying Ten Hag's press conference is at 1:30, so we will be keeping an eye on that to see what he's saying. We might get a little bit of team news ahead of the weekend. We may not. I think we should act fast to get Amrabat. Deal might get hijacked. It's true, but the problem is you can only do it if the money's there. But I guess if you know the money's coming in, maybe you could act on it. So, not too sure. Because Liverpool should look at Amrabat if they can't get Caicedo. The Neto drop-off is kind of sad. Yeah, it is really. It really, really is. Do I look like orangey to you guys on the stream, or is that just me? Is that just my screen being... That's not too bad. A little bit, but it's fine. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a better player than Dalot, but since we meet a defensive Wolves, Dalot will start. Let me try and change the lighting a little bit. Hang on. Is that a bit better? Let me know if that lighting looks better. Madrid ain't selling Tchouameni this summer, ain't no way. I doubt it. There's kind of murmurs about it, but yeah, I doubt it. Camera looks better like that. Perfect. Thank you very much, guys. I think we should sign Tchouameni. You are orangey. Yep. Don't want to be representing the Wolves colours, do I? I mean, we have some money left over, and Kovar and Fred going gives us an extra 15 million straight away, so we can begin negotiations. Has Fred literally been like pictured signing the contract yet? Because I think once he's gone officially, I think United then make the move. Perfect now. Lovely stuff. Thank you very much for the feedback, guys. Do appreciate it. AJ, can you do like half an hour or an hour live every day, 5 days a week at a particular time, rather than doing 2 hours live once a week? It's unlikely. I have to be honest with you. I'm not sure we have the stuff to talk about, to be fair, to do it every day. But yeah, for now it will be a Friday thing. If streams go particularly well though, and like does better than the videos, then yeah, we can stream more. But we'll just have to wait and see. Who else would I consider if Amrabat gets hijacked? Lavia is probably the next one, although it's not the same role, it's not the same position. Not too sure, not too sure. If Mbappe goes to Madrid, then Tchouaméni will be available. Very possible. Ten Hag still deciding between Todibo and Pavard. Yeah, it seems to be the case. Seems to be the case. Locatelli, brilliant shout. DJ Nature saying Locatelli as an Amrabat alternative. Unbelievably good shout. Yes, such a good player. So perfect for the role as well. Kind of sometimes playing as a left-sided central midfielder, sometimes as a deep midfielder. He is so good. Playing for Allegri at Juventus, people are kind of, what's the word for it? Underrating him, because that system is horrible. Allegri football is not nice. Locatelli is unbelievable. Florentino Luis is another one, but I think he would cost a lot of money. Locatelli's probably a bit cheaper, I would assume. I don't know. Will McTominay leave? I can't imagine we get another 30 million bid. Yeah, I doubt he leaves now, just because I don't see the offer coming in. He is worth £30 million in my opinion, if not 35. But I just don't know who else is going to offer that. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he stays now. Dallow's winning the vote at the moment on 55% of votes and 69 votes. I love that. Great to see everyone getting involved. Yeah, Juventus need money as well, so Locatelli is an unbelievably good shout. 71 votes. All right, I'll leave it 30 seconds and then we'll come back to Dallo Wan-Bissaka. Given a chance, Caicedo or Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni's the better footballer in my opinion. Particularly for the Premier League, I think his physicality will be needed. Arda Martial to Inter links concrete. No idea. I know nothing about transfers. I just give my opinion. I have no inside source or anything like that. Give Dallo first half. If Neto is spinning him, change it at half time, like the Carabao Cup final. It's an option. I think Dallo is more than fine against Neto or Hwang. I think it's fine. Yeah, someone like Kouadio Kone is another good option as well. Locatelli, though, is my favourite shout. Brilliant shout. Anyway, let's end the vote there. 78 votes. Thank you guys so much for getting involved. Dallo wins the vote. So it looks like you guys have basically agreed with me for the starting 11. This is the starting 11 that I have gone for in my tactical preview, which will be out over the weekend. Yeah, this is the team I went for. So good to see we're all on the same page. In terms of how the game plays out, like I said, I think Wolves will probably be 4-4-2. It's what the manager used with Bournemouth last season. In terms of, they're probably not going to try and put too much pressure on the ball. But if they do, I think United will have some success there. I think Wolves are not one of these teams which are going to commit loads of players high to the press. For example, I doubt they connect a fullback or a centre-back, which means they will have 4 at the back against United's 3. But that means United have someone spare somewhere else. So with Hodge and Lamine tied up by Fernandes and Mount, it probably leaves Wolves with, 4 players here up against United's 6. And if United are using this structure, which they've used in pre-season, I think United will probably, in this game, have some very decent success playing out from the back. Anyone particularly disagree? I think United will be quite comfortable in this area in this game. I would hope so. Yeah, I think they'll be quite good. Someone saying I think we played better with Kobe Mainoo versus Arsenal than when Casemiro played against Dortmund. It's a fair point. Oh, I've just realised you guys can't see the tactics screen. Here we go. Thank you, Litcher X Edits. How long were the rest of you about to leave me without showing you guys the tactical screen? Yeah, so let's go through that again. I don't think Wolves will connect their press. Right? I don't think Wolves' fullbacks will come forward. I don't think the centre-backs will come forward. This means United are outnumbered in this position, but it means they have more numbers somewhere else. The midfielders probably tie themselves up like this. If United are using their recent goal kick strategy, Wolves will press with 4 players, leaves them outnumbered. Is that better? Apologies for not showing you guys the tactical board. I appreciate the two of you pointing it out. There's no telling how long we could have left that unnoticed. So I do appreciate you guys. Yeah, I think United will play out, though, from the back quite comfortably in this game. I think from there, Wolves probably retreat into a sort of 4-4-2 mid-block. Looking, something like this? Maybe a 4-4-1-1. Although I think a 4-4-2 is more likely, because it's what more teams are going with at the moment. In terms of from here, United are probably best off building with a back 3. As we discussed a lot last season, if the opposition have a front 2, a back 3 is probably the best way to build up against them, like this. Casemiro in the middle here allows you to 4v2 them, push Luke Shaw a little bit further forward, and go for this sort of diamond shape in the midfield. So you've got your 3, diamond 3 formation. The opposition, Wolves, they want to defend in a 4-4-2. The wingers will be quite narrow, so it will be difficult for United to progress the ball forward. But if the likes of Dalot and Lisandro Martinez are given the freedom to step forward, it probably drags the Wolves wingers out, which then allows United to go into the midfield where they have quite a clear overload. Quite a clear overload here. 4 players in the middle with Mount, Fernandes, Shaw and Casemiro on this occasion up against just the 2, maybe 3 Wolves players. So I think that allows the overload. Deadshot asking what if we lose the ball in the middle or on the wings? How can we stop the counter? That's another reason behind this 3-1 shape. I think it gives United good rest defence. If Nunes and Neto are defending quite narrow and at times quite deep, their counter-attacking threat is less out wide. I think more of the focus would be on this front 2 here. So I would be tying up Rafael Varane on the striker, Casemiro on Sarabia here, and then if someone like Nunes, who isn't exactly a winger, is going to look to counter, Lisandro Martinez can hopefully deal in that area, and you've got Dalot up against Neto on counter-attack this side. I think it gives United good rest defence in this way. Anyone spamming chat, by the way, with just the same question over and over again, if you ask it more than twice, I'm not going to answer it, I'll be honest with you. Yeah. Like, if I haven't answered your question, it's either because I'm not going to answer it or because I'm talking at the time about something else. So if you've got a question, ask it once or twice, but if you spam it, I'm not going to answer it. If you want to guarantee that I see your question, you can use a super chat. It guarantees that I see it. Any money goes to a new camera or a new mic, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. We need someone to challenge Varane, then be back up. Todibo and Pavard don't fill me with confidence. Yeah, Pavard, especially as a centre-back, doesn't. Todibo as a backup, I think it's okay. I think he is good enough. It's obviously a drop-off, but yeah. I'm trying to think of a better option, really. I don't think there is one in the short term, not for this season. I think if you're talking long term, it's Antonio Silva, Ousmane Diamond, someone like that. But I don't think the option is there right now. What's the discussion going on here? You guys talking about João Felix and Bruno Fernandes swap? Kabaki HD saying, I feel like Eric will go with Garnacho instead of Sancho and Rashford as the 9. Yeah, we were unsure on that one. We done a poll earlier on though, and this is what we came up with. Obviously, we don't actually know what it's going to be, but this was what the poll came up with, and I do tend to agree. The reason being, I think that the... one second. I think that Wolves will be quite deep in their defence at times, so I think Sancho's kind of close footwork is probably more beneficial up top than Rashford. Which stats website do I use? It depends really what we're looking for. Sometimes it will be FB Ref Report. Sometimes it will be the transfer market website. Sometimes it will be... What else do we use? We use FB Ref Report. We use SofaScore. We use Transfer Market. OneFootball. There's a few different ones we use. Someone saying he will go with Sancho as false 9 against Wolves. Yeah, I do think that would be the case. Sign to Debo as backup. Go for Diamond or Antonio Silva next year as the big centre-back signing. I agree. Chris saying Caicedo to Chelsea. What a soap opera. Yeah, very much so. Very messy situation. What do I think about Redondo? Not seen enough to be able to comment, really. What if United had the budget and bid for Tomori? I think Tomori's a little bit overrated. Quite error-prone. I need to see more of him before I kind of make a true judgment. Someone saying I'm most excited about Onana. Yeah, looking forward to Onana. Out of interest, what do you guys think is probably the best way to break down this Wolves team? We've seen that I think United can play out from the back. We've seen that I think United can dominate in the middle of the park with this diamond shape with the back three as well. What do you think is the best way to break them down? Because like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they drop into potentially a back five. Something like this. Something like that, I think, is what they will go for. Stockton Fierro with the first super chat of the stream. Thank you very much. I hope I said your name right. Thank you very much. Saying Goldbridge talked about his sources, saying we could go in for a striker on loan. Thoughts on potential candidates? First of all, thank you very much to Stockton for the donation. If everyone in chat could say thank you. Put some green love hearts, some clapping emojis, anything like that. Thank you very much. Some striker options on loan. Truthfully, none really spring to mind on a loan deal. I've got a really rogue one, and I don't know if you guys are going to give me stick for this. As a backup striker, Kelechi Iheanacho. As a backup striker on a loan move, actually wouldn't be horrible. Like, you guys might come for my neck on this one. He's genuinely very, very good. He genuinely is. In terms of other options, obviously, like, Taremi's the big one, but I think it's unlikely on a loan. I'm not seeing enough love hearts for that donation. Let's get some more love hearts in the chat. Stockton gave us a brilliant donation, which is going to physically improve the channel with a camera or a mic. So let's get some love hearts going in chat. That's better. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's more like it. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Stockton, for the donations. Che Adams, quality-wise, not so sure. Corey and Fishfinger, what's going on here? You're debating whether Bruno Fernandes is a man like a Ten Hag player. I don't think he's... Okay, let me answer, actually, rather than you guys going back and forth. I think Bruno Fernandes is an incredible footballer. One of the most and best creative players in the world. Do I think he is actually kind of traditional, trademark, on paper, what Ten Hag goes for? No, I don't think he is. He's not in the same mould of what we were seeing him use at Ajax. He wasn't that same mould of player. He isn't, for example, a Frenkie de Jong, but he isn't a Donny van de Beek. He isn't a Gravenberch. So he doesn't really fit any of those. But I think he is doing different things. I don't think he's doing the Ajax tactic. The fact that he's given him the armband, I think, does hold weight to it. Because Ten Hag has actively kind of made a different decision. Say I saw you talking about Jordan Henderson there. Jordan Henderson already had the armband and had the armband for a long time. Bruno Fernandes has literally just been given it. So I think it does hold weight. Do I think Bruno Fernandes, like I said, is typical trademark Ten Hag player? No, but I think we are seeing an adaptation. I do think we are seeing something a little bit different. Kabaki HD saying I see Dallo inverting instead of Shaw. I think it will be both of them. I think, probably I should say this, it will always change. United's shape this season in any game I don't think will be fixed. At times it will be like this. At times we'll see Dallo move here. It'll be perhaps this even at times. We saw that at times in pre-season, something like that. I think it will be constantly interchanging. So yeah, if I've got like someone in a position, it doesn't mean they're going to be there all the time. I think there'll be a lot of rotations in this side. A lot of them. Corey saying Bruno Fernandes is a great player, but is not a Ten Hag player. Yeah, like I said, I agree that I think he's not a traditional Ten Hag player, but I do think, I might be wrong here, Absolutely, I might be wrong. But I do think Ten Hag is probably changing what he wants to do slightly. A little bit. For example, if you look at Manchester City and Pep Guardiola, you look at that Barcelona squad, there's players now at City you wouldn't say was a typical Guardiola player, but he realised in the Premier League he had to do something different. We didn't see all these over 6 foot players all over the pitch at Barcelona, whereas at Manchester City we're seeing it. So I think you're genuinely both right. I genuinely think you're both right. You're just not quite seeing eye to eye on it. Let's be real. Wolves attempted the new manager bounce tactic on purpose. It's a pretty good tactic. I wonder if any team will ever go through 38 managers in a season just for the sake of it. The Premier League is very different, and now you have about every team pressing. Yeah, football's constantly evolving, and as a result, managers have to do the same. As good as we are on the break, we are also susceptible on the break with the defenders we have. Not only the defenders, but also the structure at times. I do agree. Lee with the donation, $10. If you guys aren't normally in stream, Ali is an absolute legend. Love hearts right now in chat for Ali with the $10 super chat saying, good morning, AJ, and this awesome community. The Premier League is here. Finally, let's all show love to AJ. Let's hit the 20k soon. Great show as always. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you're having a good morning. Must be nice and early for you again. What, around 5:30 is it? Something like that in the morning. I hope you're good. I hope you're about to have a good day. Thank you as always for the donation. Like I said, everyone put W's in chat, love hearts, clapping emojis, everything in there. Because Ali is an absolute legend. An absolute legend on this channel. Chris saying it's almost 9 PM here, if you don't mind me asking. Whereabouts in the world are you? You don't have to answer if you don't want to. I'm in England if you're interested. Liverpool might be effed this window. Yeah, it's interesting. Thank you again, Ali. Absolute legend. Chris, live in Bali. Nice. I hope you've had a good day. If it is 9 PM, hope you've had a good day so far. Thanks for tuning in. Do you think United are struggling to transition to the new system at the moment? Not more so than other teams as such. I think it naturally happens in any transition. It's a transition for a reason. So I don't think they're struggling more than you would expect. So I wouldn't worry too much. Hot and humid. Not here. Not here in England. Not where I am. 6 in the evening here in India. Nice. Hope you had a good day. Early morning in Canada. The best way to start the morning. As always, great to hear you guys coming from all around the world. What is my score prediction for the Manchester United game? Well, let's go to it. Let's get away from this tactics board. We've all seen that enough. Score predictions. Let's go. Get them in chat. I'll give you mine once I've seen a few of yours, alright? So get your score prediction in. And yeah, I'll tell you mine. We have another super chat. I'm not too sure how to say your name though. Is it Heza or Heza? Sorry if I have said your name wrong. Thank you so much for the donation. Saying, what are my thoughts about how Caicedo has acted despite his contract? Let's change quickly to Chelsea versus Liverpool. Again, if everyone can get love hearts in the chat to say thank you for the donation. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, sorry if I mispronounced your name, but thank you very much for the donation. It's a dodgy one, isn't it? Because obviously he's under contract. He was kind of flirting with Arsenal back in January. Close to moving to Liverpool. Now Chelsea. Had contracts agreed with Chelsea for a long time. Football's an unforgiving sport though, right? Can we see some more love hearts in chat real quick, please? For the donation. Get some love hearts in there. More love hearts. More love hearts. Yeah, it's a bit of a messy one. I think he probably ends up at Chelsea now. Football's an unforgiving sport, though. Sentiment, there's not time for it anymore. Loyalty, we don't see it that much. So, I think he done probably what any other player would try to do. He's tried to get himself a big move. Todibo or Pavard? Todibo if it's centre-back, Pavard if it's right-back. There you go, mate. Okay, let's go through some of these predictions real quick. 3-0 United. Rashford, Anthony, Mount. I love that you've gone for the goal scorers as well. 4-0. 4 p.m. in Somalia. Again, great to have people from all around the world. I hope you're having a good day, mate. 2-0, 2-0, 4-0, 3-0, 3-1, 2-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-0. 2-0 in the first half. I like it. 2-1 United. 2-0. 5-0. Nice. 4-1, we'll concede one. 2-0. 2-0. If you're interested, you may not be, but if you are interested, my prediction is for this game, 3-0 Manchester United. That's my prediction. Bruno will be player of the season. Not sure why you said it 3 times, but I wouldn't be surprised if he is. Rashford hat-trick incoming. Get him in your fantasy team. 3-1 United, says Ali. 3-1 United, says Emmy. So we're all on board here with United are probably going to win. Yeah? Is that the agreement here? Yeah, Kabaki making a really good point now. Really good point there, by the way. And Callum said the same thing earlier. Southampton could now ask for a lot of money from Liverpool if Liverpool go back in for Lavia, because Southampton now know that they have money. So, yeah, Liverpool might have played themselves there. You think that Ten Hag is not making a possession-based team, rather a counter-attacking team. It's a mix of both, I think. I think it's artificial transitions, so you're controlling the ball, but then when you need to, you're speeding it up to turn it almost into a counter-attack. Should we have a look at one of the other games? I'm not finished on this, by the way. So if you're here for United content, stay here, because we're coming straight back to this. For the other ones, we're going to go for score predictions. So, score predictions. Burnley versus Manchester City kicks off tonight. Kicks off the Premier League season. What are your score predictions? Who's going to win? Who's going to score the goals? Like I said, we will be coming back to Manchester United content very, very soon. So, you know, don't just bun off the stream. Stay here, because there's more coming on Manchester United. And I have a big, big announcement to come towards the end of the stream as well. So, stay here for that. So, I'm seeing 3-0 City, 5-0 City, 2-2, 1-0, 4-1 City, Stones bagging, 3-2 City. Burnley is the dark horse this year. Haaland, 4 goals. 4-0 City, Haaland brace, Silva and Foden, 4-1 City. Ali going back to United, saying we need a minimum of 7 points in the opening 3 games before we play Arsenal. Yeah, I think that should be the target. I mean, obviously 9's always the target, but yeah, 7 points would be good. DJ Nature saying hopefully Liverpool are not smart enough to find Locatelli, which solves their left centre mid issues a little bit. Very, very true. Yeah, let's hope they don't. 3-2 Burnley, 1-0 Burnley. Let's do a quick poll. We're just going to go City. I can see some people have clicked off the stream because we're not talking about United. Never mind, It's their loss. City Burnley. Quick poll. We're going to run this for like 90 seconds or something. Who do we think is winning? City are also changing their system, but 3-1 City. They are. Did you spot it in the Community Shield? Someone's saying, hear me out. My lips aren't in sync with the audio. Is that the case for everyone? It's working on my end. Oh yeah, I didn't add the option of draw. Sorry, that's pretty stupid of me. Apologies for that. Is the Amrabat deal becoming unlikely to happen? Not as far as I'm aware. I think United are just waiting to have the money. Chris saying audio sync is fine. People saying looks fine. Okay, so whoever that was having the issue, try refreshing. Thanks for the feedback though, guys. Okay. That one's pretty conclusive. Everyone's gone City. Not surprised. City win the vote. How about this one? What do we think here? The Caicedo battle. Who's going to win Caicedo? Who's going to win the football match? Is it going to be a draw? We'll do a poll, but I also want your thoughts as well. And this time I have a brain, so I'll add draw in as well. And Liverpool at Stamford Bridge, I do believe. What predictions we got going on? 1-1, 3-2 Chelsea. Yeah, Kabaki going back to City, saying they're playing Kovacic right next to Rodri, forming a 4-2-4 formation. Yeah, it's very different to last year. That was in the Community Shield, though. In pre-season, it was more like last season's shape, so it will be interesting to see what they do. Liverpool, Gakpo 2 goals. do we have, if you're a Liverpool or a Chelsea fan, let me know right now. You won't get attacked, don't worry. Let me know if you support either of these clubs. Will Caicedo start wherever he ends up? Not this week, I don't think. I don't think he will this week. He hasn't played for 2 weeks in pre-season, so I don't even know if he's fully fit. He's played about 70 minutes so far in pre-season, so I don't think he starts. Do we have any Liverpool or Chelsea fans? I know we had a few Chelsea fans the other day, but it doesn't look like we do today. Yeah, for context, I think Caicedo starts for both of these teams the whole season. I just mean literally, is he ready for Sunday? I doubt it. I doubt it even gets done properly in time. We only got United fans. Okay, as we have only got United fans, we're going to really briefly go through these other teams because I think that's what you guys want to talk about. At the moment, we've got draw as the result. Can we get some more votes in the poll? Even if you don't care, let me know your opinion at least. Who do we think is getting the points in that one? Or, like we've got so far, is it going to be a draw? Who do I prefer out of Pavard, Todibo, Tapsoba? Todibo if it's centre-back, Pavard if it's right-back, Tapsoba not particularly. Chris saying the United game is 3 AM where he is. Well, that's painful. Are you going to stay up for it and watch it live, or will you watch it back later on? Strong feeling about striker coming on loan. Reasonable. Okay, the poll is flickering between the two. Let's get it to 40 votes. We're on 34 votes at the moment. I know, again, most of you are United fans, but come on. Let's get to 40 votes on this. You're going to try and get up to watch the game? If not, don't worry. I will have the coverage the next morning breaking it down. So if you miss it, don't worry. Ali saying it'll be a home game for Chelsea, so it should be a win for them. Yeah, that home advantage might be big early on in the season. Okay, currently we have a split of 33%, 33%, 33%. So we need a vote. We've got 13 votes for Chelsea, 13 for a draw, and 13 for Liverpool. One more vote. Bang, we're stopping it there. 40 votes. Who won it? I didn't even see. Liverpool winning the vote. Is anyone interested in any of the other games? If you are, let me know. Are you interested in any of these three? Let me know in chat. If only Caicedo could have started this game, that would have been fun to watch. Yeah, the entertainment value there would have been brilliant. Is Martial likely to start for Manchester United? Nope, I don't believe he's fit. He's trained, but no match fitness, so he definitely won't start. A couple of people saying Villa Newcastle. Okay, do we want to do a score prediction on this one again? We'll do it quick because, again, I know most people here are Manchester United fans, so we'll do a quick poll. We won't run it as long, and then we'll get back to talking about United shortly. I would like to do some content this year on other teams as well, though, so we are going to spread it about. Yeah, okay, several people are saying Villa Newcastle. So, what do we reckon? I think Tottenham will have a solid season this year, at least 8th. I think we done a stream on Tuesday doing our pre-season predictions, and I think we had them in 8th. I try to watch a few games every weekend. Pardon me, apologies. Curious how some new guys will do in the Premier League, like Timber and Alvarez. Yeah, I try and watch as many per weekend as possible. Timber, I think, will have a really good season. Alvarez might take a bit more of like a bedding in process. I'm not sure he'll hit the ground running. Do we have any score predictions for this one? I'm seeing a 1-1 draw. I'm seeing 2-1 to Newcastle. What would I go for? 1-1. 1-1 draw. Timber will be the surprise at Arsenal. Yeah, I think he's in for a good year. I think he is in for a good year. By the way, if you are new here, subscribe to the channel. Leave a like. Why not? It's completely free to do. Turn the notifications on. You'll see when I upload a video. And you'll also see when I go live. I plan on going live every single Friday for the foreseeable future to do this every single weekend. So we will talk about, again, these different teams that are in the league at the moment. We'll talk about different matches. But mainly, we will focus on Manchester United. So, subscribe. Get everything like that sorted. Chris saying it's the first time you've seen me live. Yeah, I've been live twice in the last week. But before that, it was quite a while since I last streamed. But But yeah, there's going to be more of these coming. You watch videos all the time now. Thank you very much. Talk about FPL. Yeah, I will towards the end because I have, if anyone's interested, I have a huge FPL announcement. Huge FPL announcement regarding the AJ Analysis Mini League. So keep an eye out for it towards the end of the stream. Van Gaal cost us Timber the scumbag. Scumbag might be a bit harsh, but yeah, he probably did. Newcastle signed Livramento and Barnes. Such an FM-like signing. Very true. All Ten Hag graduates are superb, passing monsters. There tends to be a good technical level, doesn't there? Someone saying Burnley versus City 1-1. Missing out on Timber was a godsend. Hashtag butcher. If we had Timber, we would not have Martinez. Yeah. Could we have seen Timber at right back? Could we? Was that the dream? Maybe. But we'll never know. We will never know. That's the beauty of football. What game are we talking about? Sorry. Newcastle versus Villa. Villa are without several players. Several players missing for Villa. So, can they win this game? Currently, 47% of you are going for Newcastle. I like the look of Villa, personally. I think both of these teams will have good seasons, both in the top 8. I'm actually tipping Villa for a slightly better year, though. I don't know, I just don't know if Newcastle have strengthened as much as I thought I would. Corey saying he meant Timber at right back, so yep, fair enough. And saying, could I drop my FPL link? Just stay ready for towards the end of stream. In a little while, I will be talking about it. So if you're going to be about, then I will be talking about it and you'll be able to see the link. If not, if you have to leave at any point, you can DM me on Twitter or something. If not, I am going to do a YouTube community post advertising the announcement, which will drop in a couple of hours because we have just, on the channel, literally 2 hours ago, sealed a deal so that the winner of the FPL League will be getting a pretty tasty prize. And there will also be prizes for whoever finishes second and also third. So yes, the link will be dropping. Do not worry. Do not worry about that at all. The link is on its way. Frimpong this summer. I don't think it'll be this summer now. Could it happen next summer? Maybe. It depends on Ten Hag's plan in terms of how does he want to use the fullbacks. Big discussion at United. Yeah, I think Timber, Arsenal, I think it probably looks like it's going to be rotating at fullback. Sometimes left back, sometimes right back. I think there will be variation between the two. Apologies if you can hear a load of barking. Not sure what they're barking at, but apologies about that. If you can hear it, unlucky. They're super adorable, so. Does anyone care about the Arsenal Forest game? Is anyone bothered or not really? You can be honest. If you're not, it is fine. 4-0 Arsenal, says Kabaki. No care. Fair enough. Draw. Anyway, so Newcastle have won that vote on the other one. 43 votes. Thank you very much. Not really. Arsenal will win. Yeah, I think Arsenal will be quite comfortable. Anyone fussed about Brentford versus Spurs? Or do we want to go back to United? How long do I plan on streaming? I'm free until about 3:30, so as long as we want to. Spurs win 3-0. Brentford easy win. I like it. Corey saying, I don't think Frimpong and Anthony work because of how slow Anthony progresses play at times, which is why Mazraoui inverted mostly. Yeah, Mazraoui would have been so nice in this team. I see Spurs winning. I'm backing Brentford. Bit of split on this one. Quite interesting. I'm probably going to go for Spurs 2-1. Although it looks like they will not have Harry Kane. A lot of people backing Brentford though. Of course, without Ivan Toney for the first part of this season. Postecoglou, actually, as I'm sitting here talking about him, has said something about Harry Kane. So let me check that real quick, because that might affect your decision. Let's see. Loading. It looks like Kane buying is going to happen, so we move forward without Harry. Poor Spurs. Is Mazraoui getting game time over at Bayern? Not as much as you would like. He's getting some here and there. Not as much as you would like. Keep an eye on it next summer. Keep an eye on it. Should we go back to United versus Wolves, though? Is there anything in particular people want to discuss on this matter? Harry Kane or not, Spurs still have a good front three. Yeah, I think Richarlison's going to have a really good season up front. So, yeah, I think Spurs will be good. I think Spurs will be okay. Especially if they reinvest that Harry Kane money. If they do it well. Who would they sign? No idea. Kulusevski is class. Very true. I think he's going to have a good season. Ginger power. AJ, do you think Sancho and Frimpong work? Because he's already played with someone like Frimpong in Hakimi. Yeah, I think it could work. It depends if that's the system which Ten Hag wants to do. But there's definitely potential. It's a similar dynamic with Frimpong to Hakimi. Quick, dribbling, overlapping kind of fullbacks, wingbacks. Yeah, I see the similarity. It could work. Spurs should sign Vlahovic. Rumour is Lukaku. Spurs, I'll tell you this for free. Don't sign Lukaku. There we go. Vlahovic is a player I really need to watch more. I can't lie. Thoughts on getting Neymar if Sancho leaves? I don't think Sancho will leave. It looks like Neymar might be off to a Saudi club or the MLS, maybe Barcelona this summer. Is what Fabrizio Romano was saying the other day. Frimpong scored more last year than Anthony. Yeah, Frimpong had a really weird role last season. He was playing so high. Just to confirm on that Neymar, I love Neymar. I've got his shirt there, right? How do I point at it? There we go. I love Neymar. I just don't think it's not right. He's a bit too old in terms of not like past his best. His personality questionable at times in the dressing room. Injury prone. Neymar is a no. He's so good, but probably not. Callum said, do I think Paqueta would cook at City? Well, David Moyes has just said that City are nowhere near the valuation. So who knows if that could even happen. I love Paqueta though. I could see him cooking at City. I could see him cooking. Gundogan-esque sort of role. Maybe occasionally on the right wing. Really good player. Do I think the Wolves game gets more challenging now that Gary O'Neill is in charge? I don't know if it's more challenging, but it's a different challenge. It's of course got unpredictability about it. We don't know how they're going to set up. Not sure if you were here earlier, but we have kind of gone through the rough setup, which I think Wolves will approach the game with. I think it will largely be a 4-4-2 like this, or a 4-4-1-1. I think they might eventually collapse into a back five as they get a little bit deeper. So like I said, it's difficult to predict what they're going to do. So in a way, it is more challenging just because it's unpredictable. It's got that element of surprise to it. But, you know, they are a good team. They have good players. Matheus Nunes, on wherever he plays, is an incredible player. Neto is a bright spark. Cunha can put the ball in the back of the net. Aït-Nouri, I think he's quite a good footballer as well. They will provide a challenge. It's not going to be a walk in the park. Even if United win 4-0, for example, it won't be a walk in the park. I think this is a tough game. Not as tough, though, as what it has been in the past. It's not as tough as it has been. Nunes will see many mistakes again. Why don't we look at the South American market? I'm pretty sure we can find a potential skillful young centre-forward who could easily be a rotation for Rasmus Højlund. Players like Luis Diaz, Alvarez didn't cost much. Very true. I think the South American market is one which needs to be tapped into a little bit more. There's some really good talents over there. In terms of striker, I can't say I'm aware of too many at this moment in time, if I'm being completely honest with you. I don't know the striker market over there at the moment. If you know any, let me know. But it's definitely something I want to look into this season. Semedo will be on top of Rashford. Yeah, if it is Rashford to be in this wide position, best believe Semedo is going to be close company. Close company. 50 million for Cunha is ridiculous. Yeah. Stupid money. Stupid money. Pedro of Flamenco, I'd need to watch him. So Fabrizio Romano, if anyone's interested, has just tweeted Man United accepted £30 million proposal from West Ham for Harry Maguire 3 days ago. Understand deal's not done yet because Man United want to start talks and pick favourite candidate as replacement before letting Maguire go. It makes sense, but I don't like it because they should already know who the favourite is. Interesting. So basically, to sum that up, Maguire's not going to go until United know who they want to replace him. Like I said, I don't like that. In my opinion, United should already know. They should already know who they want to replace him. But we'll see. Volta Gaming saying, where do you anticipate we finish in all competitions this season? Probably answered before. If so, just tell me which video and I'm going to rewatch. It's fine, I'll tell you right now. We have said it before, but we can talk about it. I think third in the Premier League. Let's go win the FA Cup. Semi-final of the Carabao Cup. Quarter-final of the Champions League. Let me know your predictions as well, though. Really interested to hear what you guys think all the time. Personally, I think Rashford will be on the left-hand side for this game. I think Sancho's false 9 ability will be handy. Do I think Ten Hag wants Pavard over Todibo? Genuinely, I don't know. Genuinely, I have no idea. The only thing I would say is with Disasi being linked to the club before, profile-wise, they're all quite different, which is confusing. But I think Todibo's probably the closest. Yeah, Ali making a good point there as well, saying the Maguire deal is also delayed due to some sort of payment to compensate the fact that his salary is going to be lower. Yeah, I think the preference is probably just about Todibo, but I think it's clearly probably quite close, which is why we haven't seen any movement yet. He's also been in contact, haven't they? The club's been in contact with Todibo. I'm seeing this conversation about Sancho, by the way, guys. I think also to note on Sancho is, well, and just players in general, if you're a right winger, you're not exclusively on the right-hand side. If you're a striker, you're not exclusively through the middle. So I think, Sancho as a right winger is a loose term because he's not out here. Sancho playing on the right-hand side, moving into this position, yeah, really good footballer. Really good in this area. Coming in off the right-hand side when he's got a full-back flying around him. Are we going to see that at United? I don't know, because I don't know if we will see that profile. To me, it looks like Ten Hag wants him a bit more central. But Sancho is very good on the right wing if he has the right system. He's very good in the false 9 if he has the right system. He's very good on the left wing if he has the right system. It's just about finding how to get the best out of him. Sancho getting sold? I don't think so. Deadshot saying, man, I want to see the Premier League trophy in Ten Hag's and Fernandez's hands. Imagine what a great end to the season that would be. The Premier League trophy. Can you imagine? Is it possible? Let me know what you think. Is it possible this season? Is there anything else that people want to talk about? If not, we can move on to FPL because we don't have a ton to discuss today because we can cover a lot of this preview in a separate video. Because if you want, we can talk about FPL for a bit. I know a lot of people won't be interested, but there's also quite a lot which will be. Okay, out of interest actually, before we do that, where will United finish this season in the Prem, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Champions League? Because Mustafa, they're saying, I see us getting to the Champions League semis. What do people think we will get? And also, what is good? What is seen as success? What is seen as failure? For those of you that aren't aware, by the way, we've hit 18,000 subscribers today, which is incredible. We're on 18,013 right this second. This morning's video is doing very well. Someone saying, I just read a comment, I'm feeding rivals our tactics. I love it when I get a comment like that because I don't think Pep Guardiola watches these videos. All right, let's see some predictions for United season. Let's see some predictions. What are we saying? Has Ten Hag done his press conference yet as well? Does anyone know? I'll try and find it real quick. because we can obviously talk about that as well. We will finish second in the league and get knocked out in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Would you see that as success? He did? Okay. Let me try and find some Ten Hag quotes if we can. Honestly, we could reach the final of the Champions League, win a domestic cup, and also challenge for the Premier League. That would be an incredible season. How do I find some Ten Hag quotes? What's the best page to use? Second in the Premier League, Champions League winners, FA Cup winners, Carabao Cup semis. Quarter in both cups, semi-finals in Champions League. Finals of the Champions League if we do not have too many injuries. I think this United team could do well in the Champions League this year. I think we might see United's best Champions League run in a long time. Potentially. What is success then? Only injury update are out on the press conference. Fair enough. Appreciate it. Finishing second in the Premier League, semi-finals in the Champions League, win the FA Cup. If we get Amrabat, it will help, absolutely. I think success will be more based around how complete we are this season as well, included with the FA Cup though. Yeah, I think the playstyle is important this year. United could get the exact same amount of points as what we had last year, but it could be a better season if the football's better. Who do you think is our revolutionary signing this year? This man in goal has to be, right? I think he changes the game. Hope Kobe Mainu will be back soon. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully he doesn't miss too much. Let's have a quick look through some of the Ten Hag quotes. In a future stream, I'll get it all on stream for you, on screen for you. But let me try and find some quotes. What's Ten Hag been rabbiting on about today? Also, Ten Hag has said Maguire is available against Wolves. Interesting. Højlund had a small issue and he's not on the levels where our players are at this moment in terms of fitness. Ten Hag said you can never compare seasons with each other, but I think we are much further than last season. Fair enough. Had a very good pre-season. Our fitness levels are very good. We are on really good levels, and I think our performance levels during pre-season were on a high level. Ten Hag also making a good point, which we were speaking about earlier, and that's the fact that it's going to be hard for him to predict what Wolves are going to do, of course, change in manager. And that will be a factor in this game, and that's why it does complicate it a little bit. Do I think Onana will have some bad games this season? Yeah, I do. I think every player will have bad games this season. I think it's just how it works. The problem for a goalkeeper is it's more noticeable when you have a bad game because it probably ends up in your net. But I think the net positive will still be there. So yeah, Ten Hag confirming that Kobe Mainu, Ahmad and Malacia are all injured. All impact injuries, which are quite good. Højlund, a couple of weeks. Same for Dean Henderson. That's pretty much the news, it seems. Nothing in terms of team news. Nothing in terms of what the lineup will be. I'm not surprised at that. More just kind of highlighting the fact, like what we were saying. It's going to be difficult to predict. We'll do our best to predict it, and we have done so far in stream. I will also be doing a video at the weekend on it. But yeah. Deadshot saying he hopes De Gea goes to Madrid. Tony Bravo saying Gary O'Neill tends to play counter-attack. I just hope we don't get exposed like last season against Brentford and Brighton. Yeah, so a real trademark, and good point that, a real trademark of Bournemouth last season under Gary O'Neill was that when they counter-attacked, they would kind of win the ball back in here, they play a few quick short passes around this area, they go into the striker's feet, then the wingers get round. Bournemouth done that very well last season. I just don't know that Wolves have the same direct threat. Ouattara is a really good, fast, skillful, athletic, direct player on the wing for Bournemouth last season. I don't think Wolves have the same. Matheus Nunes has been playing in this area in pre-season. We've also seen Sarabia out there for some time. Again, he's not the same athleticness. Like, he doesn't bring the same threat on the counter-attack. Neto, whilst being good, again, he isn't as scary in terms of speed and skill as what the Bournemouth players were last season. Yeah, like, I think Wolves will be less threatening than Bournemouth last year. The counter-attack will still be a threat, and I think it will be their biggest threat, but I don't know how big a threat it will be. Any ex-players I think would thrive in this system. Di Maria is a really good shout. Di Maria is actually, yeah, the one I would probably go with. Yeah, I agree with that. Someone saying, yeah, everybody drop that like, please. Support this lad. He's doing incredible work. Thank you very much for the kind words. Yeah. Subscribe and like. Subscribe and like. Do both of those things. Codename, good to see you, mate. I hope you're good. Congrats for 18k subs just off from work. Thank you very much. You have been a big part of us getting to 18k, so I really appreciate it. Hope you've had a good day at work. And as always, thanks for tuning in to the stream. It's good to see you again. I think you've been in every stream so far we've ever done on the channel, apart from maybe one. If De Gea joins Madrid, how do you think Madrid will play? Probably a conversation for another day, I'll be honest. But A3 also saying Cavani's another player who could have been nice in this squad and this system. Very, very true. As a backup to Rasmus Højlund, could have been really nice. Hard working, half decent of a link play, good box presence. Yeah, that would have been quite nice, Cavani. If he'd have just stayed a little bit longer. Oh, have Madrid already said they weren't interested in De Gea? Because obviously, there's also talks of Kepa from Chelsea. Fishfinger saying FPL. Yeah, we'll get to that when we finish talking about this. Wait, won't be long though. Won't be long. Yeah, Chris, that's the other link I saw as well. Yep. Don't know which one's the most likely. I saw Man United willing to sell Martial and Sancho. I saw the Martial talk. I've seen a few of you now mention Sancho. Where has it been said about Sancho? Because I haven't seen that. I haven't seen the Sancho talk. I've seen the Martial talk, but not the Sancho talk. You can't afford to lose both because the squad isn't deep enough. On Twitter. Do you know what account it was? And Git Panda just joined the live stream. What are we talking about? Anything really. We're kind of previewing United Wolves, but we're just kind of wrapping up here a little bit. Sorry, just reading through chat. Anthony and Garnacho are fire. Yep, agreed. Should have let Scott leave for 30 mil and use Medjbury more in his place. Yeah, that's not a bad shout, because 30 million would have been very handy. And Kit, by the way, thank you very much for joining the stream. Yes, we will be talking about FPL. I've got a big announcement. Ali with another $10 donation. This guy, by the way, is an absolute legend. He's the legend of the channel. Thank you so much. Saying, have to go to work now. We'll catch up the rest of the show later. Happy Friday, everyone, and congrats on the 18k. Thank you very much. Again, spam love hearts. Ali is an absolute legend, an icon on this channel. Thank you so much. He's single-handedly basically going to pay for a new camera for this channel, which is just incredible. So thank you so much, mate. Have a good day at work and enjoy the game at the weekend. DJ Nature, I think we need McTominay for the homegrown quota. Yeah, that definitely plays into it for sure. Definitely plays into it. Deadshot saying, the fact we are still doubtful whether United will win or lose against mid and lower teams suggests that we are not on the level of City yet. I think in the Premier League, genuinely, I think every team is of that level where you do have some doubt. I'm confident in this game. I am. But I think every team has doubt. I genuinely, City will go into games not knowing if they're going to win. Genuinely, that will be the case. May not look like it. Can you please make understanding our rivals video, please? Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. The problem is I just don't know when to do it. Because if I look at the schedule I got, 1 second, try not to break everything on my desk. So tomorrow morning, I'm uploading Burnley versus City. Sunday, I'm talking about this game, United versus Wolves, a proper preview on that. Monday, I'll be breaking down Chelsea versus Liverpool. Then United versus Wolves. Is it too late then, by the time the season has already started? Is it too late to then talk about it? Sorry for punching the mic with a book. How many do I think we will score and how many do I think we will concede this season? Difficult question. Could you tell me how much we scored and conceded last season? Tony, no, I'm not too sure who that goalkeeper is. I haven't seen the link. If you could let me know. Can I explain how the homegrown quota works? I would love to if I understood it. It's just basically to make sure there's still enough homegrown talent coming through in the Premier League. Each squad has to have a certain amount of homegrown players. Someone can probably give you a better understanding. Yeah, maybe talking about rival players at the end of the transfer window. That could be a good way of doing it. Yeah, and I am going to talk about Champions League teams as well at some point. We are going to do a Champions League preview. Yeah, I'll try and break down as many different teams as possible. Like I said, I will be doing more match coverage this year as well. So you'll get to see other teams in that way. DJ Nature saying 8 out of 25 players should be homegrown. So there you go. Thank you very much. That is the rule. What's the realistic target Man United can get apart from Amrabat, Todibo and Pavard? Do you mean like instead of? Someone, who said it earlier? Someone said Locatelli earlier. And that was genius. Locatelli instead of Amrabat would be incredible. 58 goals scored, 43 conceded last season. Do we know what that is compared to like City, for example? United need to up that goal scored. Both of those need to go up. Sorry. Both of those need to improve. If United can score 68, concede... Let's take 10. All right, so add 10 and take 10. So score 68, concede 33. That suddenly turns into a pretty decent season. The problem with United is more, not actually their defensive record overall, it's the fact that those games where so many were shipped in one game. Okay, so for context, City scored 94 and conceded 33. Thank you very much, Mick and Corey, for providing the numbers. So United, if they can take 5 or 6 off the conceded and stop those stupid games where you concede 7 to that team which didn't get Caicedo. But yeah, scoring more is the big key. United need to add a good 15, if not more goals really, don't they? Yeah, a couple of people have just said it there. The data was skewed by the fact the Liverpool game, the City game, the Brentford game kind of threw it off a little bit. So in general, yeah, the defensive record is good. Like I said, take a couple goals off of that if you can, but scoring more is the important thing. How do you do that? Hopefully these signings will help it. Hopefully Onana allows you to build out from the back, means you have more possession. Hopefully someone like Mason Mount will help the team break teams down. Hopefully someone like Rasmus Højlund in the box will score the goals. I think United will score more this season. Overall, United's final third still looks very rigid. I think in moments it does. I think there's moments where it looks really nice, really fluid, and you'll see something I go on about a lot is zones being occupied. You'll see a player in this zone here, you'll see a player in this zone here, and they will rotate. So therefore it's actually quite fluid and you're breaking down the opposition. But then there's times when they seem to go back to old habits a little bit. So yeah, at times it's rigid, at times it's not. So it's a bit of a weird one. How many goals do I think Rasmus Højlund will score this season? Let's go 15 to 18. I think that would be lovely. The way that Ten Hag tries to break the opposition is kind of futsal-like. If you could give more detail on what you mean there, I'd be really interested to read that. Or if you want to DM me on Twitter about that, that's a really interesting point. I'd love to hear what you mean, because I'll be honest, not someone who knows too much about futsal myself. Can we get Macros Leonardo from Santos to cover for Højlund? Not seen enough of him, so I can't really comment. I don't want to lie to you guys. Just haven't watched him enough. In the next summer, who do you think will be United's new right back aside from Frimpong? Keep an eye on someone like Fresneda. Keep an eye on someone like Barr. Keep an eye on... I forgot his name. Hang on. I want to get this right, because there's a young player who is genuinely a really promising right back, and I've completely forgot his name. So let me find it 1 second. This is going to drive me insane if I can't find it. Arnau Martinez, young right back. Remember the name. Someone said I really like Gusto. Me too. I'm gutted he went to Chelsea. He was the one. He was the one to go for. Him or Mazraoui. We finished in the bottom 3 in the Premier League in goals minus expected goals. We need to do better in finishing. Yeah, that's quite an alarming statistic. Shows that the chances were there and created, which is a good sign, but the ball needs to go in the nets a little bit more than it is at the moment. Champions League predictions, I'll do that. I'll do a proper live stream on that when we get the Champions League draw. In terms of for United, probably quarterfinal, something like that. United finished second in big chances missed, only behind Liverpool. How do you view that? Do you view that as good attacking football without the final touch, or do you see more of a problem there? Because suddenly if you just plonk a striker in there, or someone hits a hot streak, you're suddenly in a really nice position. Would Hakimi fit into this United team? I feel like he is way too attacking. I don't think he fits into the current system in the way that the fullbacks sometimes invert into midfield and different things like that. But if Ten Hag changes the system, certainly he could work. Gusto is a bit injury prone. Yeah, that's my one criticism of him as a player. I feel sorry for him, because if he can avoid his injury problems, there's such a good player there. He could be incredible. Frimpong also way too attacking. Yeah, similar situation to Hakimi. Probably doesn't work in literally the current use of the system, but maybe it could change next year. We just need that tap in like Haaland does for City and Osimhen does for Napoli. Really good point. If you look at City 2 seasons ago, they were creating a lot of chances. They were still the best team in the league, but there were so many games where they would put the ball into the box, and because they didn't have Haaland and they didn't have a proper striker, they just didn't take those chances. Then last year we saw Haaland scored so many easy goals. So yeah, maybe you add something like that into United. That goes a long way to solving the goal scoring problems. Yes, Kokchu could have been the tempo controller that United are crying out for. He's so good, but of course has moved to Benfica. Mark Andrew, yeah, I agree on that Pavard point. Yeah, I agree. Even if he thinks he's playing as a centre-back, I just think he would be used at right-back more often. Might be wrong. Why did Ronaldo not work for Ten Hag? I don't think that was a play style thing on the ball. I think it was more of a intensity off the ball, a pressing intensity, a work rate. There was clearly some attitude problems as well. Don't want to go into that because we just don't know the situation, but I just didn't see eye to eye, and that's never going to go well. Bayern is winning the Champions League because of Kane. Maybe. Speaking of Bayern, if you come back to 2020, Bayern had a really high chance of scored because of Lewandowski tap-ins. Exactly. Kane then also would not work with Ten Hag if we say the same about Ronaldo. It's an interesting point. I'd have to obviously look into it more. But yeah, 24-year-old or like a younger Ronaldo under Ten Hag would have been terrifying. Kakare would be such a good option for United or for any team in the Premier League which wants a kind of controlling first phase, second phase midfielder. Yeah, very good player. Probably prefer him to Kokchu at the moment, although Kokchu is very good. Very good. Do we have a shot in the Champions League? Yes. I reckon we'll get at least one shot on target. But no, yeah. United do have a chance. Ruud van Nistelrooy. Premier League panel said that United should go for Lavia. Premier League panel, super good account. His profile's his account is so good. His opinions, his breakdown, really very good. Seems like a nice guy as well. Yeah, saying that United should go for Lavia. Possibly. What is the best under-20 unknown talent I like? I'm not going to tell you just in case I do a video on it. I don't want to spoil it. One Madrid player you would buy from current team as our yearly Madrid signing. Tchouaméni. Do I have a Twitter? I do. It's just @AJ Analysis. I think there's an underscore in it somewhere. Not sure where it is. I need to be more active on Twitter. I do plan on doing that. I also plan on being active on TikTok as well. And also YouTube Shorts, starting next week. If we sell Donny, would Hannibal be a backup 10? Yeah, possibly, unless he gets loaned out. The only other thing I would say is McTominay genuinely played as a backup 10 in preseason, so there's a chance McTominay would be used there. Or obviously Eriksen in certain games. Yeah, Valverde is obviously another very decent shout. Camavinga, Vinicius Jr., like, the squad is so good at Madrid. You could pick anyone. I just think in terms of literally what United need right now, I'd probably go Tchouaméni. But yeah, their squad is stacked with incredible players. Yeah, TikTok is good to gain buzz. Yeah, I've done like 2 videos on there like probably a month ago now. I need to get back to doing that. But once the season has started, I will. Do I think Dan Gore can be moulded into that Kakare role? Yeah, potentially. I'm interested to see his development. Several people are saying they would go with Valverde. That's an interesting shout. Obviously an incredible player. It's so hard to see where McTominay fits in our team. I don't understand how Ten Hag will use him. Probably as a box crasher. Fishfinger, I have said I will get to FPL. Yeah, I think McTominay is probably a box crasher. Someone who won't play that much game time this season. I don't think we'll see him in deep phases of play. If Amrabat is signed, he's going to be up in these areas somewhere. Can you get him in the box? Can he score a couple of headers? Because ball striking is genuinely very good. So, yeah, I think that's where he's going to be, up here. Lyon financial situation is quite sad. Yeah, Lukeba just gone to Leipzig. Love Lukeba. Someone saying about Kakare and Cherki for me. Incredible players. Cherki especially has unbelievable potential. Defensively, suspect maybe, but he is so good on the ball. Kakare, I like him a lot as well. His press resistance, his ability to pass and carry the ball forward, tenacity off the ball. Those of you that, if anyone knows me, know me in person, away from the channel, will know how much I love Kakare. Barcola's another one, incredible player. Obviously, Malo Gusto came through as well. Lyon are my favourite team in France by a distance because of how they generate youth players. Yeah, trust me, I'm aware of the Lyon youth players. They're all quality. Be more active on Twitter as it is monetized now. Yeah, that is the plan. It's just finding the time to do everything. But yeah, I do plan to be a bit more active. Yeah, I don't know why no one's gone for Kakare. Nearly choked on my drink there. A3 is saying United should go for more Argentina players. If you've got any suggestions. My opinions on Frimpong. I'm not actually fully convinced by him. See, that's Callum. Callum, by the way. Callum, by the way, there in chat. That's my brother. See, he backs me. So, watched Leon religiously when he can. I watch them all the time. I love Leon. Yeah, is Frimpong a Ten Hag player? I'm not convinced. I need to watch him more, really, to get a proper understanding. Kakare has a 44 million release clause next year. Is that in euros or pounds? If that's euros, that's quite cheap. Am I surprised no top team went for Enzo Lefebvre? I am. Where'd he go? Rennes in the end. That'll be a good watch as well. Codename saying about Alex Hunter again. One day maybe he'll be a backup. Several people chatting. If I don't see your message, I apologise. I'll try and reply to as many of them as possible. If you want to guarantee that I see your message, you can use a super chat or a donation. It guarantees that I see what you're saying, and the money will go towards either a new mic or a new camera, but it's completely up to you. What are my thoughts on Federico Redondo? Heard a lot about him, not seen him yet. But he is a player I want to break down quite early in the season. So when all the transfer rumours and that are out of the way and I'm not focusing on that anymore, I do want to look at him and maybe we'll do a video on it. Why did Ten Hag go for Weghorst in January when we were linked with Memphis Depay? I think he recognised De Gea's kind of flaws, if you like, playing out from the back. So wanting the striker which could maybe deal with the more direct ball. As it turned out, Weghorst weren't great at that. Yeah, Rennes are another really good talent factory. There's so many good players there. They're another team which I will be watching quite a lot this season. There's a lot of teams in Europe at the moment which must-watches, basically. There are so many good players, good teams floating about in different leagues. So, yeah. Best believe I watch as much football as I can. Which player has the highest ceiling and will start this season in Ciso, Ferguson or Pedro? I think Ferguson has the highest ceiling. I think he's the best young striker on the planet, apart from like the top tier ones in terms of that coming through bracket. I think he's the best and the highest potential. I think Pedro's probably the most likely to start games early on in the season, though. One surprise signing for United before the window ends. No idea. No idea. Could Neymar fit in our team? Stylistically, yes. I just think his attitude and maybe his ego off the pitch, his injury record, just not what United need. But if you could get the best version of Neymar and put him in his team, yeah, he could work very well. But I don't think you get that. Should we have a look at FPL? Would I take Pogba? He could only cost 10 mil. It's so tempting because of Paul Pogba, but it's probably time to move on from him. Ferguson or Sesko, who has the highest ceiling? I prefer Evan Ferguson, but Sesko is also very good. And another player, need to watch this season. Tony Bravo saying, why didn't Todibo work at Barca? Is that a concern? I believe it was all off the pitch problems. It was like his attitude and his mentality and things like that. I don't know what that entails. But the claim is that those days are behind him. People at Nice say positive things about him, so you just got to trust that United have kind of done their background checks on him and that it's going to be okay. But I do believe that was the reason he didn't make it at Barca, or he didn't work at Barca. Could I see a midfield 3 of Kobe Mainu, Casemiro, Mason Mount? We'll probably see it in some sort of game. Probably a game at some point this season. Do I think our wingers are upgradable? Yeah, I think... Are they in the top... Are they the best player in their position in the world? No, so therefore they're probably upgradable. But you've got to get a good player to upgrade on them, though. Because people will talk about Kavicha Kvaratskhelia. He's only done it for one season. So we need to see another year of him. Rashford at least has years behind him. Can Lautaro Martinez suit United? Never really a player I've been a fan of. I know Atlantis Football likes him a lot, so he's probably the person to go ask. I haven't seen him enough. Never really looked into him. Alright, we've been going for about an hour and 40 now. Should we have a little look at FPL for a little while? How did Madrid get Camavinga for 31 million? Your guess is as good as mine, my friend. I have no idea how they done that. No idea. Fishfinger wants us to talk about FPL. You surprise me, my friend. Does anyone else want to? Jonathan David, he's another shout who's just never really kicked on and got that move. Why can't Donny work? I think it's a whole host of problems. You got to remember also, any player which hasn't worked at United in the last 10 years, the whole club's been a mess from top to bottom. We've seen different managers, we've seen different play styles, some players given a lot of time, some given no time at all. There's so many different reasons for it. So it's difficult to break down. Physicality, everything. Right. Here's the announcement. There you go, sprung on you like that. Have a little read of that bad boy right there. That is the code for the AJ Analysis FPL Mini League this season. And as you can see, this year we are sponsored by the Football Shirt Club. They are bringing you the whole competition this season. It's all on, absolute legends. They will also be joining the league, so you can compete against them. You can see that the winner will get a free mystery shirt. Super good quality. I have one myself. The quality of them is incredible. It's literally perfect. The whole product is really nice. You get some playing cards. You get a little description card telling you about the shirt. And as you can see, second place will be getting a £20 voucher for their website. And third place will also be getting a £10 voucher. So if you haven't already, put that code into FPL. If you're not doing, open another tab or go on a different device, go to the Premier League website, make an FPL team, get yourself involved, get in that league. I believe it's called AJ's Fantasy League or something like that. Get in the league because it costs you nothing and you can win some really, like, genuinely top prizes. So, yeah, get involved. That's the big announcement. I will be posting this on the community page later as well, but I thought I would save it for you guys in the stream because, you know, you guys deserve to tune in, or decide to tune in, I should say. Here's your reward. The Football Shirt Club, absolute legends. Make sure to check them out. They are just incredible at what they do. For me, the best mystery shirt box company in the game. I think they are the very best at what they do. So make sure to check them out. And like I said, get involved in the mini league because they're putting up prizes. They're putting up prizes, which is incredible. But on the topic of FPL, let me know what you guys are cooking up. Of course, we've got the first game tonight. The closing point is obviously tonight. I believe it's at 6:30. What have you guys got in your teams? Do we have a lot of FPL players here? I'm just trying to find how many people we've got in the league at the moment. Let me have a look. AJ's FPL, that's what it's called. Fun fact, my name isn't even AJ. Weird, huh? I can't see how many people we've got in the league, but it's several. It refreshes every time I try and scroll through it. Let me have a drink, then we'll discuss FPL. Let me know some players you've got in your team, though. Let me know if this is your first year doing FPL. Are you a bit of a senior pro? Do you do any other mini leagues? Do you normally win? Let me know. Fishfinger, you especially. Who's in your FPL? Mohammed saying I suck at FPL. Have you entered this year? Because maybe this is your year. Maybe this is your year to do something special. Get a top 3. Win a prize. Well. Look who's just joined the chat. FP. The stat man is here. Welcome to the stream, my friend. I hope you are good. Hope you're having a good day. Good to see you pop in. Yeah, I hope you're well. Are you an FPL person? If so, check it out. We've got ourselves a sponsor. Callum, my brother, saying he wishes he could say he normally wins FPL, but I'm clear. It's true. I'm elite. Maybe not elite, but I'm pretty decent. No worries for being late, my friend. Glad you had a good day. Yeah, my day's been pretty good as well. Pretty darn good. Following plenty of football news during the day. Having a good stream so far. We've been discussing some of the different Premier League games this weekend, doing our score predictions, things like that. We also done a bit of a breakdown on how United can hurt Wolves. I will be doing a proper video on that, so don't worry that you've missed it. I'll upload that on Sunday. But yeah, I've been having a good day. And this is the big news. This got confirmed literally 2 hours, 45 minutes ago. This was confirmed. We have a prize for our FPL. So let me know your teams. So 78 people currently in the FPL. That's big. That is big. If you're not interested in FPL, by the way, don't feel that you have to stay for the rest of the stream. Like, it's completely fine. That is what we're talking about for the rest of it. So if it's not something you're interested in, that's fine. This is just how I want to round off because I've kind of run out of things to say. I want to show you guys my team, but I don't want you to judge me. So someone's saying, I think I should change the goalkeeper. They have Verbruggen. Yeah, I'm not too sure if he's going to come straight into the team because obviously there is Steele. And saying change Foden because I don't think he will start. Yeah, I don't think Foden will start either. Fishfinger saying I think João Pedro is a good shout. Alright, I'm going to show you guys my team. This is my team at the moment. I'm not convinced on it. Of course, Richarlison coming into the team if that Harry Kane move goes through, which it looks like it will. That's my team at the moment though. We've gone for Jackson up front. Really impressed by him in pre-season. It's not left me with much money for the bench though. Again, if you're not interested in FPL, don't feel you've got to stay. This is just something a little bit different this season. It's something I want to talk about. I would be happy if I finished second, because if I finish second, I get a £20 voucher at the Football Shirt Club. I would be happy finishing second. Try and get yourselves in the top 3 this year. Someone's saying there's 78 people though. So there's plenty of competition. Get yourself in, get your teams in. Make sure your team is sorted by tonight. There's a lot up for grabs here. Fishfinger saying he has Jackson, but he's second thinking his whole team now. Let me know your teams in chat. You can DM me on Twitter with your teams as well if you want. You love this. Would only change Gabriel for Saliba. Okay, here's the controversy coming in about Salah. The Gabriel Saliba thing, I just think Gabriel's a bit more of a set-piece threat, in my opinion, but I might be wrong. Who's higher owned at the moment? Let's go to transfers. A3 saying to go for Luke Shaw. Yeah, you can see, obviously, the depth of this team is not there. I'm not convinced on Luke Shaw, just because at times United's fullbacks are rotating so much. He does end up deeper at times. The last preseason game against Lens, he was playing quite deep. He didn't get forward too much in that game. Give you a good midfielder for 7.5. Yeah, Turner is on the bench. I'm not an FPL expert, I'll be honest, guys. You're not getting like great breakdown here. I have to be honest with you. I'm a complete casual at this game, but I enjoy playing it. Yeah, Turner is on the bench for me. Onana's my starting keeper. We've got Gusto and Bayer on the bench. And João Pedro on the bench at the moment. Do I go for, what do you reckon? I'm not definitely going to do what you guys say. Do I go for Richarlison against Brentford or João Pedro against Luton? Let me know what you think. Because I'm unsure on that one. What do we think of the rest of this team, though? I'll also probably change my vice-captain to maybe Saka. People like this team. Who have other people got? What are people's last big decisions? Diaby or March. Good shouts in there. Fishfinger saying Pedro. I think that's what I'm leaning towards at the moment. Yeah, to answer the Salah question, he's just so expensive. I really want him for the second game week. Like, I really want him, but he's just so expensive. Wait, Volta Gaming saying he severely miscalculated. It's actually 126. 126. Wow. Onana's 5 million. 126 people in the FPL league, which means we have 126 people competing for these prizes. A free mystery shirt for the winner from the Football Shirt Club. High quality, the highest quality mystery boxes there are anywhere in the world. A £20 voucher for whoever finishes second, and a £10 voucher for whoever finishes in third. Get yourself involved. 126 people so far. Let's see if by, at some point in the season we can hit 150. That would be incredible. But we're growing. The community's growing. What about Colwell? Yeah, I want Colwell, but I don't have the money for it. Corey saying he's got Onana, Martinez, Gvardiol, Powell, Giles, Maddison, Casemiro, Saka, De Bruyne, Haaland and Ferguson, Trafford, Botman, Bruno Guimaraes and Watkins on the bench. I would maybe move Watkins in for Ferguson first week because Welbeck has played quite a lot of preseason so far. Thank you very much for checking out, by the way, Volta Gaming. Really do appreciate it. It's so good to have that many people in here. Yeah, hopefully even more. If we can get 150, that'd be great. Deadshot saying he'll get his first United shirt tomorrow. Nice, enjoy it. Maybe by the end of the season, you'll have another shirt to add to the mix. Who knows? But yeah, this is where my team's at. I'm not too sure what to do with it. I wish I had a spare 0.5 million so I could kind of move it about a little bit, but I have no money spare. I would like to take Gusto out and put Levi Colwill in, but I don't have the money for it. Do I think De Bruyne will start? Not yet. Not fully fit, so not yet. Yeah, I think Liverpool score a lot of goals as well, and I agree. I think their players are desirable. The problem is what ones. Salah is so expensive. Jota in and out of the team. Darwin in and out of the team. Gakpo playing loads of different positions. Luis Diaz in and out of the team. I just don't know what their main team is. I don't know who to back from their forwards. Obviously Trent in defence as well. Like I said, this may not be my final team. We've got 3.5 hours still. It will probably change before we get there. You dare to say Liverpool will score more than City and Arsenal this year? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I think there's going to be a lot of goals in all of their games. I think they might score a lot, but also concede a lot. Is kind of maybe where I see them at the moment. Especially if they don't get Caicedo. Great job you're doing. Your analysis largely relevant. Always fire. Much love from Uganda. Much love from me. Let me try that again. Much love from me in England to you in Uganda. Thank you very much for the kind words and the support on the channel. Means a lot. Really do appreciate it. Anyone got any particular suggestions? Someone said about Kai Havertz is a shout. I think he is a real good shout. I just don't know what position he's going to play. I don't like him as a midfield shout, but if he plays up front, I really like it. Like, same with Nketiah. If he can get in the team, I really like it. But if he doesn't play in the team, I don't like it. Yeah, I think United will go for Tatim or a centre-back soon. Codename. I think it is kind of next on the list after the midfielder. Liverpool kind of feels like Dortmund. Yeah, good way of kind of summing it up. And yes, Bradder Gaming, I saw that about Ten Hag and Maguire. Interesting one. Fishfinger saying he has Mbeumo. That's a good move. Ollie Watkins is another good one. The thing is, right, you're never going to be fully happy with your team because there's just so many different players you can choose from. So, like, there's a lot of good players, even at 6.5 million. There's Diaby, there's Mitoma, there's Mbeumo. There's a really good 5 mil midfielder, which I'm not going to say. Don't want people stealing it. Deadshot saying he doesn't play FPL. I cannot catch up after January. This might be your year, though. I would give it a go if I were you. Because, like I said, it's free. And there's prizes on the line. Bradder Gaiman asking if I play EAFC 24. Random question. I'll probably play at some point. I am a FIFA and Football Manager person. Bit of pro clubs on FIFA. Volta Gaming saying Gabriel gets a lot of yellow cards. That's my doubt with him. Interesting point. Maybe something I'll look into. What is my favourite football channel or podcast? Tifo Football is right up there. Football Made Simple is good for analysis. James Lawrence Alcott is probably my favourite, I would say. Love his content. I'm trying to do like a mix and a blend of all of those put together. Kind of what we're going for on the channel. If Kane leaves Spurs, the next should be Son. You mean the next to leave, or you mean the next to play up front? If to leave, then yeah, quite possibly. If to play up front, I think it will be Richarlison. But yeah, sorry, I kind of skipped over that question about EAFC 24. I'll probably play it eventually. I don't know when, but I'll probably will play it at some point. Like I said, I do like FIFA. I play a lot of pro clubs. That's my favourite game mode. And I like Football Manager as well. Do I watch the United stand? I do not. I have done. I have watched some of their videos, but I'm not a regular viewer. No. I catch up on a lot of what they say, like on Twitter and things like that, but I don't actively watch their content, unfortunately. Should I? Do you recommend them? Let me know. I think for today, though, we are probably just about wrapping up. I think we're just about finished. We've done our predictions for a few different games. I think we ended up with some sort of prediction for every single game. Apart from Arsenal Forest, no one was interested. We've spoken about how United can hurt Wolves. And, you know, that was something we spoke about in a bit of depth. There will be a more in-depth video coming this weekend. So stay tuned for that. Apart from that, is there anything else which anyone wants to discuss about the Premier League, the opening weekend in general? Let me know where you're watching from, what games you plan on watching. Apart from that, though, I haven't got too much more to say. So if you do have any last-minute questions or any last-minute donations you want to do, because, you know, why not? You don't have to if you don't want to. But yeah, anything. Has João Pedro played a lot in pre-season? He's played a decent amount, and he's also taken a penalty, which is what I'm keeping an eye on. That's why he's in my team at the moment. Not sure if I'll start him or not, though. Any more transfer deadline to expect? Amrabat and a centre-back is all I would really expect. Maybe something crazy at some point, because United are always capable of that, but I don't think it will happen. Tchouaméni? Could it? Could it? Depending on the schedule, can I do Champions League watch-alongs? Do you mean for United, or do you mean in general? The final, for example, I definitely can. And say this time next year, the Euros, I would love to do that. But watch-alongs during the season, maybe for the big games. Maybe for the big games we can make it work. The problem is my setup isn't actually ideal for it at the moment, but I'm sure we could work on something. Hi E, good to see you, mate. I hope you're well. No worries for joining late. I will quickly show you my FPL team, but first I'll show you this. If you aren't in the league, get yourself in the league. This is the code. You can win a free mystery shirt box from the Football Shirt Club, a £20 voucher for whoever finishes second, and a £10 voucher for whoever finishes third. Found this out just under 3 hours ago, so get yourself involved in the mini league. This is my team currently, but I'm not too sure. It's probably not going to be my final team. I've got a few changes in the back of my head that I want to make. United watch-alongs in the Champions League. Lose my voice a little bit. It's possible. It's probably a little bit unlikely because I like to sit and analyse them and take all my notes and stuff. I watch them with my brother. It's a tradition. It's what we always do. It's unlikely, but it is possible. Don't rule it out. But yeah, E, this is my team at the moment. Any recommendations or anything you hate in that team? If so, let me know. Maybe Luke Shaw instead of Onana. Yeah, the problem is I don't know what other keeper I would want. And I don't know who I would take out for sure. There's not really any 4.5 million goalkeepers I like that much this year. Normally I would do that. Normally I use a 4.5 million one for the start of the year. None of them really are interesting me. So I'm on Onana at the moment, but I'm not guaranteed on that. That's one which probably will change before the end. Yeah, like I said, I just don't know who the other options are already. Not a big fan of any of them. I think Pope's expensive. Ramsdale and Raya, obviously we don't know who's going to be playing. Alisson and Edison are always going to get you points, but expensive. Is Leno still a starter? I believe so. So obviously he's a shout. Probably not who I will go with, but I could do. Eze instead of Richarlison, then get Shaw. The problem is, Richarlison in my eyes, once his Harry Kane move has gone through, is a striker for a top 6 club, and he's classed as a 7 million midfielder. And I just like that as someone different to who everyone else has got. His ownership is low, like 3.7%. No one owns him. So I'm not sure. I like him as a different player. I don't know anyone else which has got him, which I quite like. Pickford might be good. Yeah, I'm not sold on Pickford. Maybe. Like I said, there's loads of players. This team is probably going to change before tonight. But if you haven't already, do make sure to get involved in this. Because this is, in my opinion, the coolest thing we've done on the channel so far. The fact that I can offer you guys this kind of prize at no cost. Thanks to the Football Shirt Club, who, again, are absolutely incredible. Of course, sponsoring the whole competition this year. So make sure to check them out. Make sure to get your team in. Use that code. Because like I said, we will be, providing prizes. But apart from that, I think we are done for today. Callum saying, can we get some final hearts and likes for AJ, please? I agree with that completely. Because today, if you didn't realise, this afternoon we have hit 18,000 subscribers. This is your reward on screen here for 18,000. Like Callum said though, if you could leave a like, if you could subscribe, one little last chat before you go, some love hearts, anything. I can see loads of love hearts flying up in the chat right now, so I appreciate all of you guys. Yeah, let's get some likes on this stream before we leave. I think we are done though. If there's anything else you want to talk about, message me on Twitter or Instagram. I'll try and respond to as many of you as possible, although I do get a lot of comments. Apart from that though, I think we are done for today. I am done for today, but the Premier League is only just getting started. I hope you enjoyed the football tonight. I will be covering City versus Burnley on the channel first thing in the morning, providing it's a good game. I will then be previewing Manchester United versus Wolves on Sunday morning. Monday morning, I will be analysing Chelsea versus Liverpool, again, as long as it's a good enough game. And then also on Tuesday, of course, Manchester United versus Wolves. That is the place to be. Tuesday morning, I will be breaking it down. Apart from that, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the stream. You guys have been absolutely brilliant. A massive thank you to anyone who has tuned in, who has liked, who has commented, who has donated, who has given an idea. Thank you very, very much. But apart from that, I think that's all for today's video. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.